is about the various materials that are available to a team manager that you'll have access once you have registered as a team manager. First, we're going to talk about the rules of the road. Robin, that sounds like dry material. Why do we care about the rules of the road?
Well, the rules of the road explain, obviously, the rules of the program, and it's very important for a team to understand them so that they don't get to the tournament and find out that they have been doing things that are against the rules. First page that you'll want to pay attention to in Rules of the Road is the table of contents. It's divided up into several different functional areas.
What do we need to pay attention to at the beginning of the year?
I would say that the most important parts to pay attention to are you need to understand about the challenge experience components, how to go about getting your team number in the cancellation policy. Then you need to understand what the team challenge rules are and the competition levels. The competition levels are Rising Stars, elementary, middle, and secondary, and you need to understand what the qualification is for each of those levels. Then it goes into very overview of team challenge scoring and interference. Interference is extremely important to understand. It is the basis of the DI program. Then the team challenge details what's in, what you can do, what you can and can't do in your challenge solution. It talks about instant challenge. Then I would stop there at this point for now. Right now, you don't really need to worry about the tournament rules, scoring, awards, and global finals.
I think there's one other part that towards the end that our team managers will want to look at, and that's the glossary of DI terms. During training and during these videos, we throw these terms around because we're familiar with them. So that will be a helpful guide for you to be able to understand what we're talking about. What's the difference between team challenge and team choice elements and so forth. There are also two really important forms at the end of the Rules of the Road. One is the expense report, which is discussed in detail in the how to value your solution. And the Declaration of Independence. Declaration of Independence is about interference. The expense report is all about determining the value of your solution. It's important to pay attention to the rules of the road, but again, just concentrate on the parts that you need now, and we'll see you at training.
Okay, the next document we're going to look at is Roadmap, and Margaret's going to go over that with you.
The roadmap is, as it indicates, is how to navigate through the Destination Imagination year. Again, the table of contents will be your guide for where to find the kinds of information that you need. There's a little bit of information about what the basis of the program is. Sometimes we call this the edubabble, but I think this is a broad stroke overview of what Destination Imagination is about. We talk more about the philosophy of Destination Imagination in live training, but there is some additional information as you begin to guide your team through solving the challenge. And so in each of these segments, you'll have an opportunity to get, instead of the rules, this is more the nuts and bolts and the how-tos of working with your team.
What do you think the difference is between the interference section here and the interference section in Rules of the Road?
Really good question. In this interference section, it goes into pretty good detail about why the program emphasizes that this is a kid-done learning through experience program. There's also very specific, helpful cheat sheets and Q&A on how to interact with your team and what's okay and what's not okay in terms of interference from an adult. Okay, there is an entire section on instant challenges, and those team managers who've been with Destination Imagination in prior years will be glad to know that all of these are brand new, and instead of being interspersed throughout the roadmap, they are all in one section so you can pick and choose. The roadmap this year is set up functionally by topic rather than as a lesson plan week by week. And so I kind of like that they've done that this year. There is a lot of help in here about how to structure team meetings, how to work on teamwork with your team, how to work on specific critical thinking and creative thinking tools, what the decision-making process is, and then specific tools with instructions for you as the team manager to be able to use them with your team. Another segment is called the project management segment, and that is a whole section on additional tools and methods of working with your team for them to be able to become proficient at managing themselves. It's not about you having to show them everything that they need to do. It's about them deciding how they are going to solve the challenge that they have chosen. And so we work in live training to help you understand and augment the information that's in the roadmap to be able to work more effectively with your team. But if you are not able to make it to live training, the roadmap in each of these sections will give you a ton of information and specific tools and suggestions that you can use to run your team meetings to get through the year, to be ready for the tournament at tournament time.